Most of us were taught somewhere along the way that wanting is a problem.
That's the biggest spiritual misconception. Renounce desire, want less, be more content.
And Tantra says exactly the opposite. The texts say that the universe itself starts with wanting.
Icchā Śakti, the first of the three powers of Shiva Shakti, the divine impulse to manifest.
Without Icchā, nothing comes into being.
And the work isn't to silence wanting, it's to recognize the wanting itself as the divine moving through you.
This is called Icchā Śakti, the will that creates worlds and the will that moves your body and my body and your body to the yoga mat. I've practiced yoga consistently for over 10 years now, and I know that the most important part of building consistency is community, other people to hold you accountable. And second to that is a solid practice plan to help you experience the true benefits of the practice. And this is exactly why I created the OmSom App. It's a free study tool to help you learn the Sanskrit and the philosophy of yoga. Plus, it's the home to our online community, which we call Sadhana Sangha. Every single month, the team and I offer 5 practices, and I guide you through an asana workshop as well as a subtle technique, and we translate a few lines of the Yoga Sūtra together. It's honestly been my dream to create this app since I started teaching, because this is what I truly needed when I started practicing. So check it out in the show notes or just search OmSom in the App Store. That's OmSom. Now, back to the episode. Namaste. Welcome to the OmSom Yoga and Ayurveda podcast. My name is Aaron Petty, and this is my good friend Paigey Pants. We are yoga teachers, teacher trainers, and right now we are here in beautiful Sri Lanka, having the time of our lives, and we're here to have a conversation today about yoga.
It's true. We're always here to have a conversation about yoga.
But before we get started, I would love to tell you that right behind us is the beautiful Kogala Lake, which is the view for our 200-hour Hatha Yoga teacher training that happens every year here in Sri Lanka during July. And we've just announced the dates for 2027. As well as that, it is now August, September.
1 month.
1 month until our 300-hour program starts. So if you've been on the fence, if you're looking for the 300-hour program, it is an incredible program. It is online for 7 months to help you integrate into your practice all of the knowledge of Tantra, which is our topic today. And then we go to India for a 2-week immersion, which I think is really manageable. But also we go so deep on that immersion that 2 weeks I think is enough.
It's a beautiful amount of time. We go into Yoga Nidra, we go into Mudra, we go into Ayurveda, we go into sequencing, eat such yummy dal, find super sacred sites in India. It's the best.
And every Thursday is Pumpkin Day.
It's true. Every Thursday is Pumpkin Day at the retreat center.
Okay, so if today's topic interests you in any way, have a look at the link after you finish this episode.
We only do 1 intake per year, so once it starts in September, it won't start for another year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting us know.
Call to action. Look at it. Don't miss it out.
Okay,
Let's
so
start.
Tantra.
Yeah.
We've done an episode, last year on Tantra?
My goodness. Yeah, maybe.
And one of the students who joined us here in Sri Lanka for the 200-hour said that was the episode that kind of like blew her mind.
Sick.
Because she thought Tantra was something else. She thought Tantra was sexy time.
Right.
But Tantra, as we learned in that episode, is a philosophy and it's a practice. And it actually has very little to do with sex. It's just like that 1% of a huge system that's been kind of honed in on and sold because sex sells. So this month, we are diving into the foundation of Tantra, which is Shakti. And actually, the foundation is Shiva Shakti. But this month, we wanted to hone in on Shakti and try to understand what that Shakti is. Because I think you see this word everywhere in yoga circles. It's kind of like, come to the Shakti circle. Come to the Shakti dance. Come to the Shakti cacao ceremony. Come to the Shakti yoga class. So I just think it's really nice for us to understand, what is this Shakti? What is it? Where does it come from? What does it mean?
True.
And so over this month, we're going to do 4 episodes about Shakti. 4 episodes about Shakti. That's 3. 4 episodes about Shakti. And we are going to dive into a few of the different types of Shakti. there are many different kinds of Shakti, but we're going to try to understand for ourselves what the hell does this mean? How much do you love stories?
Love them.
I said how much?
100%.
Okay, cheering sounds instantly here. We are diving into what is known as the Trika philosophy, which comes from a type of Tantra which is called Kashmir Shaivism.
Okay.
In this Kashmir Shaivism, the universe begins with a desire, a wanting. And so the idea then is that before there is a manifestation of universe, there is Shiva. And Shiva is at rest, absolute. He's undivided. He's complete. There is nothing that's missing from him. He's everything and nothing simultaneously. And so nothing needs to happen. Shiva exists as the great void. And Shiva is the principle of nothing. But then at some point, something arises from within that void. And it's just this pure, spontaneous desire to know itself as another.
Yeah.
The desire to know itself as another. And so that first stirring is called Icchā, Icchā Śakti. So from that Icchā Śakti arises Jnana Śakti. From the desire is the knowing of what will be willed into existence. And from Jnana arises Kriya Shakti, which is the actions that bring that into form. 3 powers that create one universe.
Yeah.
So,
and is this the map of Samkhya?
It's kind of similar to the map of Samkhya, but it takes it one layer deeper. And actually, this philosophy is something that is superimposed on top of the Samkhya darshan.
Okay.
Actually, Samkhya has 24 tattvas, and Kashmiri Shaivism puts, I think, another 12 on top of Purusha. And just a little bit of context before I actually finish the story off, because I'm going to get there. But in our tradition, there is this. Remember the other day when I was saying that thing from Swami Rama? And he says, in our tradition, we accept Patanjali's yoga as a preliminary step towards the deeper practices. Patanjali's yoga of the Yoga Sūtra relies on the Samkhya system. And the first rule of Samkhya darshan is duality, non-negotiable. Purusha Prakriti.
And Patanjali believes in duality too. The teachings.
Patanjali's yoga never goes into any kind of Vedantic non-dual teachings.
All right.
But Kashmir Shaivism then takes where the Samkhya darshan starts, which is Purusha Prakriti, and then adds some layers of Shiva and Shakti above that. And that's where this kind of system comes from of the 3 Shaktis. Okay.
I'd like to see a map.
Well, I've got a book I'll show you when we get home.
Okay.
How's that sound?
That's good.
Okay, so this is what the Tantrikas say about this. This is the same 3 powers that create the universe always create your morning. The wanting to get out of bed is called Icchā Śakti. The knowing of what you intend to do is called Jnana Śakti. The body actually rising out of bed is called Kriya Śakti. And in that way, you are not separate from the cosmos. You are simply the cosmos rehearsing itself in the miniature form. Every day in the small theater of your mind. And the practice begins by recognizing that the desire itself, wanting, is something that's sacred.
Yep.
And this is what differentiates Tantra from yoga.
Correct.
That yoga teaches the withdrawal of wanting.
Yeah, and when we say yoga, we mean like classical
yoga. The philosophy of yoga as expounded by Patanjali in the Yoga Sūtra.
Yeah.
The context matters, hey?
Oh my God, yeah.
And Tantra, which is also part of yoga, it also is a system of yoga, but it differentiates itself by saying that wanting is something that's sacred. It's actually a manifestation of the divine mother called Shakti.
Yeah.
So we call this Icchā. Icchā Śakti. So Icchā means to wish, to desire, or to long for something. But it's not just like I have this casual desire for some hot chippies. We love hot chippies.
We do.
But instead, it's the original impulse for the universe to be manifested.
Is it jewel? Meaning, is it...
It's the moment where the non-jewel becomes jewel. It's that initial desire, that yes to experiencing oneself as another.
Could you call it Mahad? If we were looking at the Samkhya map?
No.
No,
it's so far
that.
deeper than Mahad. Mahad is actually just the individuation of you as an individual person.
Right.
Because Purusha implies your individualized consciousness.
Okay.
It's called the Papa Purusha.
Yeah.
But we're actually going one layer deeper, and we're just saying the universe as a whole had that first desire to experience itself as another, and that desire is called Icchā Śakti.
Yeah.
I don't want you to try and superimpose it onto Samkhya, because it's above Samkhya.
Got it.
And a separate system to Samkhya.
I think I was just trying to understand if Icchā Śakti was like a universal Shakti, or like obviously we're going to speak about it in its relevance to us as individuals as well.
Yeah, because it's really
but
the initial desire.
Origin of Icchā Śakti is like the desire for the universe to be created.
Exactly. It's the original impulse
of Purusha Prakriti.
Of creation.
Yeah.
Yeah? Of Shiva Shakti.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it.
Okay, so that's number one. Icchā means to wish, to desire,
to wish,
to long.
Desire. Okay.
Shakti means power or capacity, right? So if Shiva is the stillness concept, then Shakti is the moving concept.
Yeah.
Similar to Purusha Prakriti, but slightly different.
Yeah.
Because one layer subtle, and that Shiva is both of them. Shiva is everything. Shiva is both Shiva and Shakti and Purusha and Prakriti and Mahad, Ahamkara, Buddhi, all of these things. Shiva is everything.
And when we say Shiva, we're not speaking about the deity of Shiva.
Well, the deity of Shiva is just the personified form of everything.
Okay, gotcha.
In this tradition.
Yeah.
And I think when because this podcast is getting kind of heady.
Yeah.
Just like some context is just that when we talk about this tradition, we're talking about a philosophical understanding that was written by a certain group of people at a certain point in time, at a certain place.
Yeah.
And we refer to all of those texts and thoughts and philosophies, which often are very much opposing, as the yoga tradition.
Yeah.
The yoga tradition.
Yeah.
Which is actually a whole bunch of different and undulating and dynamic and oftentimes opposing philosophies. So we are honing in right now today at this moment on the philosophy called Kashmir Shaivism.
Yes, gotcha.
The Shiva worshipping cult from Kashmir in India.
Cult isn't the right word.
Well, it is the right word.
Culture.
Culture.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so in this tradition, it's called the Trika system, and the Trika system has these three Shaktis.
Okay.
And it is these are the first three Shaktis, which means there are more Shaktis, but these are the first three, and they're called Icchā Śakti, Jnana Śakti, and Kriya Śakti. Icchā Śakti being that desire, Jnana Śakti being knowing what is being desired, the first feeling for desire, and then knowing what that desire is. They're two different things.
Okay.
And then Kriya Śakti, bringing it into form.
Yeah.
The action, doing. And we've spoken to Kriya already.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is not a selfish desire. It's not an ego desire. And that's kind of where you went to, was like, is it Mahad? No, that's a selfish desire for a human to have an incarnation.
Yeah.
It's not an individuated desire. It's a universal desire.
Okay.
It's the divinity expressing itself as desire, right? So it's not something that's related to you. It's something that moves through you.
Yeah.
Right? It's like this spark this kind of like wanting for something that you don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
And only by feeling this spark of a desire, though you might not know what it is, can you seek the knowledge of what it is and then call it into action.
Interesting. Maybe it's similar. You could liken it to like the idea of conceiving a child. That there's a few different stages. There's like the idea of bringing life into this world. And then there's a knowing of bringing life into this world where you actually, conceive and there's something there. And then the Kriya Shakti is actually bringing it into this world.
It's very much like that because Shiva is the consciousness and Shakti is the womb in which that creation takes place. It's the womb of the universe.
Yeah, okay.
That's very much the idea. High five. Nice analogy.
Yeah. It's like people have this like desire for kids without knowing that that's what the desire is first.
Exactly.
Or connection or family.
Exactly. It's just like, I want something more. My life is not
what
fulfilling.
it is. Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Okay,
and then they have the kid and they're just like, oh my God, I just never knew how fulfilling being a mother would be. I couldn't even imagine it.
Yeah, okay.
And it's just like, yeah, of course you didn't know because you didn't feel that pull, that desire, right? But it's like that desire that we're talking about. Like, we're not talking about an ego desire. We're not talking about I have a craving for this or that or this kind of physical experience. But it's like there is this divine impulse, which is a wanting that's moving through me.
Yeah.
And in the beginning stages, when it's Icchā Śakti, I don't have to know what it is.
Yeah.
I can't possibly know what it is. It's only Jnana Shakti that is the knowing of what that is.
Yeah, okay.
Icchā Śakti is just the wanting. And I think this is something that is so misunderstood in our culture because it's like everything is desire. Marketing is desire. Capitalism is built on desire. But we're looking at very surface level desires. We're not looking at the feeling itself.
Yeah.
We're looking at what we want. But this is what underpins what we want. It's the movement of desire. So in this tantric tradition, it's like kind of the opposite of what a lot of people speak about, which is like you should want less. It's kind of maybe a very Buddhist idea. You should have less desire. And instead, this tantric tradition of yoga teaches us to refine our desires.
And get clarity on those, the deeper desires. Listen deeper.
Exactly. To listen deeper. To let go of the surface level desires so that we can come to the divine desires. What does life want to experience through me?
Yeah.
What does the universe want to experience through me? Right? Where is that pull taking me? And so it's kind of like that is what pulls us towards anything. And I think what really relates us to yoga is that pull towards yoga, the pull towards starting the practice in any sense.
Very interesting.
That it's like it's the pull of the divine back toward the divine.
Yeah.
It's the pull of the divine toward the inner union with itself. In the tantric philosophy, it's the pull of the divine towards the Sahasrara chakra at the crown of the head. It's that ascension back into self.
And I think so many people within the practice of yoga feel that, whether that's just at the start of like, oh, I'm feeling drawn to yoga and I don't really know why. Or like when they have started yoga, it's like this calling or this longing for something more in their life without knowing any kind of context. Yeah, I think that is really relatable.
Yeah, and so like if we are amalgamating desire and ego, which is very much what it is in Western cultures, we're kind of missing the point.
Yeah.
And so Tantra then allows us the beautiful realization or the beautiful capacity to take that desire and put it back in its place. To put it back in its place, and its place is the will of the divine, the intention of the universe, the intention of God, or the intention of Shiva Shakti. That like, if you can slowly refine your desires to be able to start to just feel the pull of wanting without having to know, then that divine spark will lead you to exactly the experience that you are destined to have, meant to have.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just allowing ourselves to slowly align with that through the practice.
Yeah.
To strip away the surface level desires and come into the original desire. Okay, couple of textual sources. I personally love the tantric texts. For those who are not super aware, a lot of the tantric texts are categorized by a specific style.
Mm-hmm.
And that style is that it's a conversation between two lovers. It's poetry.
Yeah.
Tantra, its philosophy rests itself in this very poetic style of writing. So I've got a couple of sources from some tantras. First is called the Pratyabhigyana Hridayam. You want to try say that?
Pratyabhigyana Hridayam.
Nice. High five. Okay, so it says, consciousness, free and self-luminous, is the cause of manifestation in the world. This is how this tantra opens. That's the first line. Consciousness, free and self-luminous, is the cause of the manifestation of the world. It's very much the declaration that this is our teaching.
Yeah.
This
And
is
it's
our
kind of
first
like,
teaching.
it's like the opposite of the Big Bang Theory, right? It's like matter created consciousness,
Yeah.
whereas this belief is consciousness created matter.
Exactly. And I think it's very much what kind of separates Western thought from, well, at least modern Western thought from Eastern thought or from tantric yogic thought, is that like, yoga doesn't believe that. It's kind of like, no, consciousness came first, and consciousness had this desire for the universe to be here. And it's not random. It's by the will of the divine.
Yeah.
Okay, next one is from Malini Vigyotara Tantra, which says, Icchā Śakti is the first stirring, the moment of self-awareness within the luminous consciousness. It's the first stirring, the moment of self-awareness within the luminous consciousness. Consciousness becomes aware of itself.
Yes.
It's almost like Icchā Śakti is a description of yoga.
Yeah.
And it's like that is the starting point of the universe.
Yeah. And it's the starting point of desire. Like even just finishing this training, one of the students was saying to me, I've never been so aware of my body. Like every day I'm just aware of my body now. And it's not that I'm in pain or anything like that. I'm just aware that I have a body.
Yeah.
And like that's the first step in learning to listen to your body. Learning to listen to the desires or the urges and the needs of you and your unique nature is even just acknowledging that there is something there to listen to.
10 out of 10. What a takeaway from a 200-hour.
Yeah.
And then I guess this then shows us that if awareness is aware of itself, then this Icchā Śakti, and this is why I'm kind of saying like Tantra takes it one layer deeper, is it's saying that like Icchā Śakti is the first movement, but that's kind of like almost similar to yoga.
Yeah.
But there's something more than that. There's something deep in that, which is the oneness of the universe. So it becomes more of a Vedantic, non-dual teaching.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, now this is reflected in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says such a thing. He says, I'm the strength of the strong, free from passion and attachment. And in beings, you and I are beings, I am desire that does not conflict with dharma.
So it's like dharmic aligned desire.
Exactly. And so it's like this super important distinction that it's like, this is not desire for sensory pleasure. This is desire that does not conflict with our dharma, our purpose.
Yeah, or the state of yoga, like V-yoga, that which moves us away from the state of yoga.
Exactly.
It's the idea of Sam-yoga, that which moves us towards the state of yoga.
Exactly. And so it's like the will of the ego is desires, and then Icchā Śakti is the will of the divine.
Yeah.
And the will of Krishna in that sense.
Yeah.
Okay, and then in the Yoga Sūtra, it's in the 4th chapter talking about the mind of the yogi. And it says, the yogi's karma is neither black nor white. And for others, it is of 3 kinds. And what are those 3 kinds? You got any idea?
karma, prarabdha karma, no?
Yeah.
Kriya,
Mana.
mana karma, prarabdha, sanchita karma.
Nice.
I would have got there.
Nice. Well, that was a pop quiz for you in the audience.
Because we've already done this, right?
We just spoke about that the other week.
Yeah.
Well, it was maybe not the other week.
It was karma, but
Yeah.
those were all in one
We spoke
episode.
about the 3 karmas.
You loved that episode.
Okay, so that's to say that the mind of the yogi is above all of this, right? But in their mind, they're attuned to this Icchā Śakti, the will of the divine. Okay, and their karma is of that nature. It's kind of like what the Taoist text. It's kind of like, I blow as aimlessly as the wind, which kind of means like I've got no purpose. But actually, it's like I am deeply aligned with the intention of the
Nature.
divine.
Yeah.
There's such a difference that it's just like I have developed the emptiness of my mind so that I can listen to the original impulse and the spark of nature.
Yeah, so interesting.
All right. What do you reckon?
I like it.
You having fun?
Yeah.
Me too.
I think it's just interesting, in the modern world, somebody that is like moves like the wind
Yeah.
would be considered somebody with a lack of direction.
Yeah,
But
but then
actually
there's some
it's-
people that just move with the wind and end up somewhere that's incredible.
Exactly. It's the divine.
Yeah,
I like it.
exactly. And so it's kind of like, what's the takeaway? It's align yourself with something deeper.
Yeah.
What do you think from an Ayurvedic perspective?
I think the first thing that kind of came up for me when we were talking about this episode in Ayurveda is the idea of prajna parada, this concept that means crimes against wisdom. And I feel like this is so related to Icchā Śakti because it speaks of these natural urges or natural desires from the body that there is no explanation about, there is no understanding or knowledge of, there is no action of. It's just like these urges of the body that can be crying, laughing, burping, farting, vomiting, these kind of needing to go to the toilet, needing to menstruate, that there's these urges from the body. And this word prajna parada means that if we were to suppress those natural urges, it would be considered a crime against nature. And so I think from this Ayurvedic perspective, Icchā Śakti is just starting to listen to the body, just starting to listen for those little desires.
Yeah.
And at no point have we ever been told about the feeling of needing to go to the toilet. Like even the feeling of like when you need to pee, like that is so hard to describe. There are no words that can kind of
It just slowly arises.
Yeah.
And then it's there.
And then it's there and you have to be able to listen to it. And so often people in this modern world get so busy doing work or so distracted and focused in other realms of life
That they pee their pants.
that they don't even know the desire's there. Whether they pee their pants or they just like suppress the desire to pee is a different story. But I think that for me is where Icchā Śakti comes in. It's like this idea of what the 200-hour student just said, that first you have to realize there's something to listen to. You don't have to understand or correlate meanings. This means this thing. It's just starting to listen to those rhythms. And then learning and then placing awareness and jnana, knowledge of what that means, and then taking action on the things. But the first step is learning to listen to that desire. And one of the ones that I speak about all the time is the burp when you're eating. That Ayurveda says that you should only eat until the first burp. And so many people would say to me, but I never burp when I'm eating. And every time I say, it's because you're not listening. It's because you're distracted. Whether you're reading a book, watching TV, eating too fast, eating on the move, speaking with a loved one. There's so many ways that it distracts from our own experience. But the first step is just slowing down to eat mindfully, to learn to listen. And then perhaps distinguishing what that urge is. Like burp, we have like connotations, right? And I often say to people, it doesn't have to be a loud belch, like a Homer Simpson belch that we believe that is a burp. That actually this burp is sometimes just a passing of air from the esophagus into your mouth. And if you are not fine-tuned enough, you will not feel it, you will not hear it. And so that is Icchā Śakti, is just starting to listen and learn to listen to see what arises.
The innate desires.
The innate desires, which are just these natural urges that we don't even consider desires. It's just like, oh, I just need to go to the toilet.
Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah. And
Very nice.
Yeah, so fascinating. I think that's my Ayurvedic take from the day.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
So if you haven't heard of that burp story, I'm sure I've said it a few times, but every time I speak to somebody, they like have no idea. So even if they listen to the podcast. So when you're eating your meal, eat mindfully, eat slowly, eat in a distraction-free, quiet environment as much as you can. I know some people have kids and that's hard, but do your best and learn to listen. And when you feel that burp or that passing of air, that is the signal from your stomach that you're reaching capacity and learning to honor that. And oftentimes I say when you're starting that process, it might mean that you eat more regular, smaller meals throughout the day to just keep that honoring. Okay, I'm not going to eat anymore. I'll honor my body and I'll wait till I'm hungry again. And then slowly over time, that will even out to normal sized meals. But it's just about listening.
Yeah.
And again, like, who told us what it feels like to be full of food? No one.
No one. It's just kind of make sure you eat everything on your plate.
Exactly. It's the opposite of this.
Yeah, it is. It's just like stuff it in because we'll be wasting our food if you don't.
Exactly.
But then our portion sizes got bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's like it would make sense if we were on a loaf of bread for a family of 12.
Of course.
Make sure you eat that whole piece of bread that you've been given.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to get any more and it'll go stale.
Yeah. But now we have so much portion size, so much food, and it's still that same idea. Eat everything on your plate.
Yeah, exactly. Very interesting. Okay, so practical takeaway, listen to your desires. Also in practice, just notice those little desires inside your body, inside your mind to either do more or do less, or to sit in more stillness or for a little bit of movement. And just kind of consider where that desire is coming from.
And I think that's something that you and I both offer in our teachings is just that little glimmer of intuitive movement. A little glimmer where we just shut up and let the yoga practitioner move what they need to. And it is that teaching. It's learning to listen to your body, learning to listen to your experience. You have to learn to listen for desire to come through.
Exactly. And then I think the next thing is just like those little intuitive things that I think a lot of people miss. Like sometimes someone will come into your mind and it's just like, that person's in my mind. And it's just like, then I move on. But it's like, no, call that person. Yeah. Reach out to that person. They might need something.
If you haven't read the Celestine Prophecy, you should definitely read the Celestine Prophecy. It speaks a lot about this.
It's like the first insight is kind of like...
follow the coincidences.
Listen to the Icchā Śakti.
Yeah.
Maybe it's based in Tantra. Okay, and then so just notice that your desire is divinity, but can also be ego.
Yes.
And our process of refinement through practice is to just refine desire and make it something which is more aligned to divinity than the world or the ego.
Being able to discern between these two.
Yeah. Okay. So thanks for joining.
Epic.
That was fun.
I was
a little worried.
We're only getting started. We've got 2 more episodes, Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti. So
I was a little worried going from Sankalpa into Icchā Śakti because they're so similar.
Yeah,
but I think we did it because they're so different. We made 2 different desires, 2 totally different things.
Exactly.
Sankalpa was very practical, Icchā Śakti very philosophical.
Yeah.
Let us know if you like this episode. Please leave us a comment. We've been getting so many more comments lately on Spotify, on whatever podcast channel you're listening to. We love it. It actually really helps.
Yeah.
The podcast has been growing so much and it is all thanks to you. So please keep sharing, keep liking, keep commenting, share it with all of your yoga friends and let us know if there's something that you want us to chat about. I think we might almost be at a point where we could offer questions. So if you have a question, submit it as a comment. And if there is a comment with a question, I will answer your question on the podcast in the next episode.
Ooh.
Hari Om.
Okay. Hari Om.